All right, everyone, welcome to today's strength class. Last week of Monday, hope you all had a fabulous weekend. Here is our waiver for the month of April. As most of you have already seen, again, we have Tech Try going on. So I believe this week we are doing post-program assessments. So if you participate in Tech Try, please make sure you contact your fitness program manager. That way you can get your results in, and that way he or she can do the post-program assessment for you. Hopefully you all enjoy the program. Again, really, really popular program for that we do every year. So if you didn't get to join this year, hopefully you're able to join next year for some cool stuff. I believe all participants get a nice little chapstick this year. And then lastly, we have the Nutrition Simplified and then all the cooking demos. Again, that is every month. So if you have any questions, always join those recordings or you can watch the recordings. That way you can get some really cool inspiration for some recipes and some cool cooking demos. I'll go ahead and stop sharing. Thank you, friends. I'll go ahead and spotlight myself. Again, you'll need a pair of light to moderate dumbbells and a resistance band. Let's go ahead and start moving now. All right, let's go ahead and just do some arm circles forward. Again, with our thumbs up, let's just go ahead and start getting some movement here in our upper body and our shoulders. Again, keep your thumbs up and just make some nice little circles here. And then let's go ahead and transition into some circles backwards. Again, keep your thumbs up. While you're doing these circles, go ahead and just kind of start progressively making them a little bit bigger. All right, go ahead and just kind of relax. Let's go ahead and just do some shrugs, shoulder shrug. We'll go backwards. We'll do about 5 repetitions. Again, just getting a nice big, I don't know. And then go in our shoulders backwards. Again, 5 repetitions. And then we're going to go forward now. Same thing, nice big shrug. Shoulders forward. Let's go ahead and now laterally flex our neck. So we're just going to go ahead and just try and bring our earlobe to that shoulder. Again, getting some movement here in our neck. You could even just slightly move your hips or your body side to side as well. Get a little bit more range of motion. Do a couple more reps on the side. Let's go ahead and just kind of shake our fingers and kind of wiggle them around. Move our wrists around. Get some movement here in our fingertips and our wrist. All right, let's go ahead and just have our feet directly underneath our hips now. Go ahead and push our hips back. Go ahead and reach down. Just kind of move our hips side to side. Get some blood flow here to our low back. And you can reach down. You can grab your toes if you want, or your shoelaces, or your shins. You can even put your hands behind your low back. Again, just kind of move your hips side to side. All right, we'll kind of come up and we'll do one more. Go ahead and bring your knee up and just kind of push your hips to the side. Again, just kind of opening up our hips here, getting some hip abduction. Making a nice little half circle. And then we'll just do some easy torso rotations. And then we'll get started here moving. Here's some weights. All right, friends. So again, you'll need a pair of light to moderate dumbbells and a resistance band. We're going to go ahead and start today with a squat. The squat can be loaded or unloaded today, meaning that you can hold a dumbbell or a pair of dumbbells in the very front rack position. Or if you want to go ahead and just use the body weight squats, you totally can. We'll do about 10 to 15 repetitions. Again, if you have any knee issues or hips, just try and do your best to get as much range of motion as you can. You don't have to get your hips below your knee crease, but we're looking to achieve at least good range of motion in a nice controlled way. Doing about, again, 10 to 15 good quality repetitions, okay? So very first movement, go ahead and just get into your squat stance. Again, your squat stance should be just outside of your hips and your toes slightly pointed out. And then when you're squatting, we're going to go ahead and put our hands right in front of us and then bring our hands to our side. It'll look just like this. So we're going to go ahead, again, do some body weight squats, or if you want to go ahead and grab that dumbbell, put that dumbbell, depending on the dumbbell that you have, put that dumbbell in the horizontal or the vertical position, and we're going to go ahead and start doing squatting. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and achieve 10 to 15 repetitions on your own, either loaded or unloaded. And again, trying to achieve really good range of motion, getting our hip crease below our knee crease. If we can achieve that range of motion as you are squatting, please make sure that you push your knees out. That way your hips can descend in a nice, comfortable way. Again, if you cannot achieve that squatting full range of motion, just try your best to get some of your squat pattern here. Really focus on kind of utilizing your feet muscles. That way you at least get the pattern of the squat. The squat is an essential pattern that we do mostly every day. Okay. Next move, we're going to go ahead and do a dumbbell row. So feel free to do this. Either you can grab your desk chair if you like for some support, or you can do this with no equipment. But nonetheless, we're going to go and start rowing with our right hand. I'm going to go ahead and put my left hand on my chair with my left foot up. That way I have a lot of room here. Elbow will be fully locked out. I'm going to go ahead and bring that dumbbell up to my rib cage. Performing about 8 to 12 repetitions just on your own. Again, nice and controlled. Again, what we're looking for here is to achieve full elbow extension and then get some good elbow flexion here. Keeping that dumbbell just relatively really close to your body and ending around that rib cage area. And then as the dumbbell goes away from you, again, just trying to achieve good elbow extension. As the dumbbell is coming towards your body, make sure that you exhale as the dumbbell is going away from you. Go ahead and inhale or take in air, as this is the stretching part of the muscle, or the eccentric, the lengthening. Once you finish those 8 to 12 reps, go ahead and go to the other arm and then perform the same thing on the other side. All we're going to do is switch our hands. So go ahead and have that right hand or that left hand fully extended. And then one of your feet will be forward. One of them will be behind. That way you have a lot of room, a lot of area to basically perform that dumbbell row. And again, if you don't have a chair or you have anything to support, you'll just be doing the dumbbell bent over version. And again, just like this, you can have your hand around your hip, around your waist, around your belly, behind your low back if you like, totally up to you. Again, we're just basically trying to achieve that nice, good dumbbell row. Next movement, we're going to go and do that cross body crush grip RDL. So how this is going to look like is you're going to have to take your hands and place them underneath the dumbbell. You're going to have your feet just underneath you or directly underneath you. We're going to go ahead and bend at the waist or at the hip and go ahead and try to get the dumbbell on the opposite side of your foot. Again, trying to achieve pretty good range of motion here. What we're looking for here is to target our low back. So go ahead and just, you can round your shoulders here. Again, you can have your knees fully locked out depending on the mobility and the flexibility that you have. Again, we're looking to really isolate our low back. So we're going to go ahead and create those rounded shoulders. Again, for this exercise, rounding of the shoulders is actually pretty essential, as it is a Jefferson curl kind of exercise. You can look that up if you want some more questions on that particular exercise. But nonetheless, we're just focusing here on isolating our low back. So again, trying to get that dumbbell on the opposite side of that foot that we are bending towards. Again, that will, that's really good range of motion if you can do that. Or if you can even have the dumbbells touch on either side of your foot, anywhere between 8 to 12 reps total, not per side, okay? Once you finish that movement, we're then going to go to the front dumbbell raises. Really simple exercise. Just have our feet in a nice, good stance, standing pretty much upright. Shoulders nice and back, packed in front of our hips, or on top of our hips. And then we're just going to go ahead and raise the dumbbells up to our eye side position. Again, anywhere between 8 to 12 reps is fine. Again, bringing those dumbbells up to our eyesight or up to that chin area. Again, repetition ranges 1 to 5. mostly for strength and power, anywhere between 6 to 12 in the hypertrophy or the muscle growth, muscle stimulation sort of rep range, and anything above 12, you're starting to get more into muscular endurance. This time we're going to go to grab our band now. We're going to go in the supine position. Supine is just how it sounds, like you're holding a soup. Have your elbows fully locked out, and then we're going to go and take that band and go into abduction, or taking the band away from our body, away from the middle of our heart. As the band comes closer to you, try not to lose tension on the band. Keep tension throughout the whole range of motion, as you'll be able to feel this in your upper back. Again, a really good exercise for opening up our chest and getting our shoulders back, as sometimes we could kind of round our shoulders in just our activities of daily living, whether we're text messaging or we're on our keyboard or we're kind of in that neck down, shoulders forward position. Again, a really good exercise to open up our chest and get our shoulders back. And lastly, we'll just finish up with some curls. So go ahead and grab those dumbbells, keep them in the neutral position. We're going to go ahead and go about 90 degrees. Once you get to 90 degrees, go ahead and rotate your pinky up to that shoulder and go ahead and do that same motion in reverse. Again, 90 and going up to our shoulders. And again, just really focusing on squeezing our biceps throughout the whole range of motion. That way we have a solid contraction. Again, we can go ahead and take a breath in as the dumbbell goes away from us. Go ahead and exhale as the dumbbell reaches our shoulder. Again, a point of performance for this exercise is try not to use your body to bring the dumbbells up to your shoulders. Again, we're just focusing here on standing upright and just letting our biceps be our primary mover. A couple more reps. All right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and rest now, and then we're going to go ahead and repeat for another interval. Feel free to grab yourself a sip of water if you like. And just a reminder, as it's starting to get a little bit hotter in your climate, or if it's already hot, please make sure that you are drinking water throughout your day. All right, we're going to go back to the squat now. Again, so feel free to do this with weight or without weight. Again, most important is your positioning or your stance. Again, this will vary based on your own personal anatomy, but universally, we're just looking for, again, to have that stance just outside of your hips. Some people do really well with narrow stance. Some people do really well with more of a wider stance. But again, just universally starting out, as I can't see you, we're just looking for your stance to be just outside of your hips, and then with your toes slightly pointed out. So let's go ahead and descend into that squat. Again, if you're having that dumbbell, hold it in the very front to back position. We'll do anywhere between 10 to 15 repetitions. Again, just trying to get as much good quality repetitions, getting good range of motion, and really controlling our movement, controlling our repetitions as we, again, perform that squat movement. Again, focusing on very good movement quality. And achieving that rep range anywhere between, again, 10 to 15 repetitions. Got about 5 more minutes left in class. Once we finish that squat, we'll then go to the dumbbell row. Again, this is a single arm exercise, so exercise should take a little bit longer. Feel free to rest in between those arms, as it could be nervous system intensive. So again, give yourself a little break if you like. But again, going back to the dumbbell row without any assistance, we'll go ahead and bend here at the hips, lock out your elbow, and then go ahead and initiate that dumbbell row. Again, just trying to keep your back nice and neutral. Again, performing good quality repetitions, anywhere between 8 to 12 per arm. Again, you can have your hand around your waist, on your knee if you like, for just a little bit extra support. And again, if you don't have a dumbbell or you don't really care so much about doing weight-bearing exercises, Again, just kind of practicing the pattern is really good, really essential. As a pulling pattern, pushing pattern, squatting, bending, all these patterns are important for our activities of daily living. So as long as you're getting some of the pattern and you are receiving some benefits from performing these exercises. Once we finish that, we'll then go to the cross body crush grip, RDL, and then we'll move on to the front raises. So again, grab that dumbbell, have your elbows fully extended. You can hold the dumbbell either side. Again, this one requires a pretty narrow stance, so you have your feet directly underneath your hips, and we're just trying to achieve, again, those rounded shoulders and just focusing on trying to get that dumbbell on either side of our foot. Again, as we are isolating here our low back. And again, to protect your spine, to protect your back, also as you're getting towards the ground or towards the floor, take in air, and then as you come up, go ahead and exhale that air, empty out your lungs, and just kind of repeat that normal or that good breathing pattern that we want when we lift weights. Again, breathing in air as we lengthen our muscles, and then exhaling as we shorten our muscles. Again, 8 to 12 total, not per side or per leg. Once we finish that, we'll then go to the front raises targeting our shoulders. Again, nice, simple exercise. Nice, good stance. Take those dumbbells, bring them to your chin area or to your eyesight. And perform anywhere between 8 to 12 reps. And again, as you're doing this exercise, you might find that your lumbar or your back might feel a little bit curved. Again, try your best to kind of fight that sensation and just really focus on trying to bring your belly button to your low back or bring your rib cage down. That way you are stacked and your low back and your shoulders are stacked right above your hips. As sometimes that lumbar extension, that subtle lumbar extension can create the low back issues, bad movement quality with other exercises as you keep progressing in your own fitness and exercise routine. And then lastly, we'll then finish with the band pull apart and then a last curl. So again, go into that supine position. Go and have your elbows fully locked out. Take that band, pull it apart, and we'll do anywhere between 10 to 15 controlled repetitions. Again, try not to go, really super fast. We're looking here for nice controlled repetitions. Looking for what's called TUT or time under tension, and really focusing on the good elasticity of our muscles. Again, getting good quality movement and good range of motion in the exercise that we're doing. 10 to 15 reps. And then lastly, we'll then finish off again with the bicep curl to get some curls. So again, go into the nice neutral position, go to 90 degrees. Once you get to 90, bring that pinky up or rotate that pinky up to the shoulder. And again, just squeeze your bicep throughout the whole range of motion. And we'll do around 10 repetitions per arm. Feel free to do more if you like. And again, just bring some awareness to your breath. Make sure that you're not holding your breath throughout the exercise that you do or throughout lifting weights. Last one. All right, that is it for our strength class, friends. We're just going to go ahead and just do a little bit more finger and arm exercise. So let's go ahead and interlock our fingers and just kind of just move our wrist in the nice circular motion. If you don't want to join, feel free to hop off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Again, just nice little circular motions. And again, you can do these exercises at your desk as well to practice good ergonomics. And then we'll go to the praying position. Again, just kind of move our wrist side to side. And then we'll just use the palm of our hand and we'll just kind of go through every finger, get our finger into extension, use that opposite hand. And then just going through every digit. And just be mindful of your ergonomics at your desk. Go and just kind of move our fingers around. All right, everyone, that is it for our strength class. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week and the rest of your April. I will go ahead and stop the recording now if I don't see you. Thank you for coming.